Morning, everybody. Here's a feature that we weren't necessarily going to get out for launch, but I think we are going to make it. So I just wanted to show everybody what this was all about. It's custom workspaces. So as we designed and developed Husbandry Pro Next, we found that there's a lot. Again, we are a enterprise level platform. It does more than just track feedings and things like that. There's a multitude of things that Husbandry.Pro Next does, and in doing so, it is a very large platform, very complex platform at times, and we realize that. You have different areas that you go to, and things like this. A lot of people may not, they may use this panel, but only for maybe this one button for here activities or the habitats or something like that. So we're really conscious of that. Breeding, you may only use the monitoring of the loans or the birthing records or something like that. You may not use everything that our platform has to offer in each of the workspaces. So what better way to do it than consolidate it into one workspace for yourself, a custom workspace, works for you, you design, you set up, and has the buttons and the features that you require. So that's really what we've done here. We've gone and made what's called a custom workspace. And we recommend doing this on your desktop because it's an easier platform to work on your desktop. But you can design your mobile version or your desktop version right here in the platform. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. So when you first get to this page, it says, hey, do you want to get a default starter, load it up? This is kind of what we see as default, or do you want to just wing it on your own? So a couple things you can do. You can just start popping different different panels that you've seen other places in the site, different graphs, different buttons, different, any of the features that you see, or most of the features that you see in other places of the site, you can build into your own workspace. So we'll have more default starters as time goes on, but to start, we're gonna hit default starter, and away we go. It's pulled down a very friendly version, excuse me, that works well on desktop and mobile, and this is the one that it has pulled down. So it's a pretty decent mix of things that you would have, but there's a couple things I don't like. So I want to put in, let's say I want to put in here my animal list. I would go over here to animals, I'd pull my animal list in, and I would drop it right on there. And now we have that animal list that I would have on my animals only workspace. Now I have in this hub. I'm going to call it my husbandry hub. You can call it anything you want. So I've done that, and I've put that one in, and it basically takes the settings that you've set up for that from the Animal Hub. So if you've gone and you have a different view here, if you have the grid view or something like that, it would show up here as you would normally do it. You can then move things around. You can take this section. Whoops. You can take this section here. If you don't love that, you could throw it in the garbage. You can scroll or move these around. Like if you didn't love it there, you can move it up or down. So I've moved that down. I don't want this one here. I want to make this one, wider, so I can do that. If I don't love that one there, I can, slide it down. I can split this to have another button below it. I could put a whole, set of buttons at the top. And over time, we don't have everything here, excuse me, yet. And we plan to offer almost every section inside this. So you can build your own. And there will be some small limitations. But for now, the future, we're going to see things like, well, they don't have a chart for this. So now we have an AI builder that we're working on that will allow you to build against that. So you can say, I want, a chart right here that tells me my females, their follicle sizes, whatever you want to do. And you could actually build your own custom charts now in the future. That's not in yet, and we're not going to start working on that until we're, a few months into this thing and after it's launched. But for now, you can still build in any of your buttons, any hero areas, any of the breeding data, stats, any single buttons you can pretty much put anywhere. So once you've done that, you can preview this. This is what it would look like, and this is what it would look like on mobile. Oh, I haven't got it contained, but and then we can save this. Now, after we save this, let's go back to the designer. So I'm happy with this. I'm going to use this as my, workspace. And I'm going to save that, and now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open it. Now, once we open this, this is the view you would have when you go to your workspace, right? It may not be this large. It may be, on a mobile, it may be much smaller. But something you can do with this is you can now say select, or so you can select different workspaces. So you could have multiple workspaces like this. You can set up as many as you want, and you can set it as your default. So what that does now is it makes every time you hit this button, the R dashboard, this is now your dashboard. So when you log in, you would see this. You would see the panel that you set, or the dashboard that you set up. You no longer see our standard dashboard. When you log in, this is how Husbandry Pro looks. When you want to interact with things and do things from here, this is, it's all from this panel now. So really, you can build this exactly how you want. Now, we've gone and done one other thing that makes this, I think another tier above what would normally be offered. And we're allowing people to design, build, and share, right? So you would then design the most amazing, dashboard, desktop, exactly the way you want it, built for gecko breeders or something like that. And then other gecko breeders will go, hey, I love your, how'd you do it? You can go here, you can export it. So it exports not the data, just the design, right? And then you can give that to somebody else and they can come and import it, right? And when they import it, they would, click import, they would click the file that you sent them, and then they would have a list of all the items that you have on yours, and then they can go ahead and name it something and import it into the system, and then they can use the exact same dashboard and desktop. So it's something that it's ready now. I've pushed it out to beta users, alpha users, sorry, which are 4 or 5 right now. And then the beta users will have some time next week when we start inviting them to play with it and give some feedback. Hopefully somebody really grabs on and gives me a lot of feedback on this. And then we'll move on to whether we can get it completed for launch or if we're just going to backburn it for a little bit and then release it a little bit later. But it's a feature that I'm super excited about. I think it really changes the landscape of our software because it's no longer, oh my goodness, it's confusing. When you log in, we will actually even be able to offer you simple, is this the type of animal you keep? Is this the type of data you want to keep? Or we're going to do a wizard later on that says, okay, let's set up your desktop. These are all the things that you want. Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? And then it'll build you the most amazing desktop ever. So that's kind of the plan anyway, and that's where we're going with this. So we hope you like this feature. We're excited that, we can't wait to see what people do with it, actually. Okay? Have a great day.